Hello people, Tony here, and welcome back to another episode of TTBurger Game Reviews, and this is part 2 of my Wing Commander series, aka the final part of my Wing Commander series review, aka episode 103 part 2, because, like I mentioned, there were only 2 Wing Commander games released on the PlayStation. There are only 2 of them that I have, so this will be the final part of that. But I kind of rambled on long enough here. Before we get started here, those of you who missed what happened in episode 103 part 1, fear not, I got you covered here with a TTBurger recap. In part 1 of my Wing Commander series review, I took a look at Wing Commander 3 Heart of the Tiger, the PlayStation version, and gave it a 9 out of 10 because there were some issues with the sound where the audio would just cut out in cutscenes, and like how the frame rate would really bog down in gameplay, and the fact that some of the lines of dialogue sounded really hokey and hammy, and the fact that a lot of the cutscenes definitely looked like they were shot completely on the green screen stuff, which was kind of a turn off for me there, but still, it's a fantastic game. And those of you who are into the FMV genre of gaming and want something space combat related stuff like that, definitely pick it up because you will not know what you're missing. It's definitely worth it. Now, for episode 103 part 2, we'll be looking at the final Wing Commander game on the PlayStation here, with also on the PC mainly, and we got it right here. Wing Commander 4, The Price of Freedom, which was released a year after Wing Commander 3 for the PlayStation stuff, and that's basically what happened there. And I know there is another Wing Commander game after this called Wing Commander Prophecy for the PC, but unfortunately I will not be reviewing it because I don't have it. And 2, I've seen gameplay footage of it. It just doesn't look as interesting as these 2 games here. So those of you who are expecting a review of that, I'm sorry, that will not be happening, but I'm sure there are other reviews about that game on YouTube that you can find. So without further ado, let's get started here. We're talking about Wing Commander 4, Price of Freedom. Now, what is there to say about Wing Commander 4, the Price of Freedom? It's definitely an improvement over Wing Commander 3, Heart of the Tiger. It's definitely an improvement over a lot of the problems that Wing Commander 3 had. Now, like I said, Wing Commander 3 was an awesome game, but just it had some noticeable problems like that, and even the good stuff it had, it takes the good things from Wing Commander 3 Heart of the Tiger and make it even better. A few problems still remain though, but I'll talk about those later on. But let's get started here with talking about the story of Wing Commander 4, The Price of Freedom. And the story once again puts you in the role of Colonel Christopher Blair, who is once again played by Mark Hamill, who is well known for playing Luke Skywalker in the original Star Wars trilogy and stuff like that. And the story takes place immediately after the Kilrathi War, where Christopher Blair is now a retired farmer on Earth and stuff like that, but he's being called out of retirement because the Confederation needs you back because there was a terrorist attack going on to take place on a lot of Confederation ships around the border, world craft stuff like that, and there's a terrorist attack threat going on, and it seems like a war starting again, and it's up for Colonel Christopher Blair to put an end to it with once and for all. Once again, he's joined by a lot of crew members and stuff like that. Some of them that were from the last game, like Thomas Wilson's character Maniac and stuff is there. And there's a lot of new characters too, and they all fit the story really well. Because without these actors, the story would not be as epic as it is here. There's more to the story. There's a lot of plot twists and turns, and a lot of surprises and stuff. But if I were to do that, I'd spoil the game for you guys and stuff and I'd be wasting time and talking a lot about it. But let's continue here and stuff like that. So the story's definitely awesome, definitely improvement over Wing Commander 3 Heart of the Tiger story. So yeah, definitely improvement there. But now let's get into the presentation here, and the presentation is also fantastic. The cutscene scenes have improved a lot and stuff like that. Like the cutscenes look so realistic, like a movie that you'll feel like you're actually watching a Hollywood blockbuster sci-fi action movie. And actually, what's interesting there is that like the scenes were actually filmed in actual real place instead of just being on a green screen, and that is a big plus there. And also, the cutscene scenes have better lighting and stuff too, where some cutscenes look a little dark and stuff. Here, the lighting looks better. And it just looks great overall. It just looks fantastic to the stage. Like it's almost like it was almost like a combination between VHS, Laserdisc, and DVD quality. So that's how good it looks. The in-game graphics though are good. They have improved, but they still look a little blocky. The frame rate is not as bad as it was in Wing Commander 3 Heart of the Tiger, the PlayStation version, but the frame rate can bog down in certain places too. Like you'll notice it'll freeze for a couple seconds there too, like I did in the last game. But the freezes are not as long and stuff, but still the frame rate is still very noticeable, but just not as bad as it was in the last game. For sound is amazing, fantastic, fucking awesome. The acting is great, fantastic, and it's actually the acting has improved too. It's like that the actors did a much better job. The actors do. The acting has definitely improved here too. Like, just that, sure, the acting in Wing Commander 3: Heart of the Tiger was fantastic, but here it's more fantastic, better and stuff. Whatever you want to call it, it's better, definitely better. They improved definitely. And also the music is fantastic as well. It fits the atmosphere of the war going on, stuff like that, and it fits the gameplay too and everything. And definitely fantastic music. And also the writing of the dialogue lines have deeply been improved too. The lines aren't as hokey sounding and cammy as they were in Wing Commander 3: Heart of Tiger, because there were some hokey lines there. But here, the lines are definitely much more improved, definitely. And while I do admit the acting is fantastic and stuff, there are times where the sound can be a little bit muffled. But thankfully, this time you have subtitles to turn on and stuff, so that definitely helps there. And I will admit, my main complaint about the sound is that there was a sound glitch there where the sound will stutter for a little bit and stuff after you make a choice selection and stuff like that, or when the cutscene starts, it'll stutter for a little bit. But this is very rare that you won't even notice that it's there. But that's pretty much what I gotta say about the sound. Now, the meat of the review here, we gotta talk about the gameplay, and the gameplay is definitely improved over the last game, but there are still some problems that I have with it. Like in Wing Commander 3: Heart of Tiger, you have two game modes. Navigation mode, which is where you're on the ship talking to people and stuff, and customizing your weapons and everything like that. Just go around increasing your relationship with your crew and stuff like that. And also the dogfight mode, which is basically the combat mode and stuff. And like, it's just, both of these are similar and stuff like that. And also, like, I forgot to mention that in the navigation mode, the conversations are much deeper and much longer to where you learn more about the characters and such. And like I mentioned, some of the cast members from Wing Commander 3: Heart of Tiger return, like Thomas Wilson plays as Maniac again, Malcolm McDowell plays as Admiral Jeffrey Tolwyn and stuff, and there's a lot of new cast members too who also do a fantastic job. Although it does suck, you can't fall in love with anyone in this game like I could in the last game though. But still, if you're going by the story and stuff like that and such, you'll know why. Well, the novel means that you'll know why you can't fall in love in this game and stuff. Due to the hardware space of the PlayStation disc, there were cutscenes and stuff, missions that were cut out of this version. But still, you still gotta get a huge game here. I mean, it doesn't matter how many levels you cut out; it's still a big game and such. There's also a bigger variety of missions too. Like you have missions where you go taking pictures of like a space station or so, or this and that, or you disabling any fighters to recruit ships for your side and stuff, and more and more and more. And also, the controls have improved too. They are smoother, and you have multiple control configurations to choose from. I chose the Wing Commander 3 configuration because that's the one I was used to. I mean, the controls seem much smoother, not as stiff as they were in the last game. But they were a little weighted and stuff like that. But they definitely improved here a lot. But now I gotta get to the negatives here. First off, the main complaint I have is that the game freezes at certain times, especially during cutscenes and such. And that is an issue, especially if you haven't saved and stuff. Like, it's just the game can freeze, but it's not at that much. But still, it is a problem when the game can freeze like that and stuff. And there are times where your wingman AI can be very dumb. Like, they get shot down too easily. They run in front of you and stuff like that, or run into enemy fire very quickly and stuff. And they're just not as skilled and advanced as they were in the last game. You will lose your wingman a lot, and they'll have to eject a lot and stuff. And when that wingman ejects, you can't use him for like one mission. Then you have to wait and stuff. And I'll admit right now, another thing I have a problem with is that the enemy AI repeats the same lines way too many times over and over to the point where it's just gonna drive you nuts and stuff. But aside from those problems though, the game is still awesome. I mean, it's still definitely a fantastic game. So my final thoughts here go like this. Like, the Wing Commander 4, The Price of Freedom, is definitely an improvement over Wing Commander 3, Heart of Tiger and stuff. It's definitely improved a lot. It's definitely still has some problems here and there, but if you can look past those problems, you definitely have a great game on your hand. So what's my final verdict here? Well, if you love Wing Commander and you love FMV games and stuff like that, then you definitely gotta pick this game. You'll not know what you're missing. Now I know like I said before, this version here had to take some stuff out because of the hardware and space of the PlayStation just like that. But still, there's definitely a lot to this game, definitely, and you'll definitely have fun with this game. Due to the complaints I have with this game, I will not be giving it a perfect 10, but they have improved a lot, so I'll be giving it a 9.5 out of 10. It's definitely the best score I could give it. And that's pretty much it for the Wing Commander series review that I did here. Like I said, if you can pick up either of these games, definitely pick them up because they are definitely worth it, and you'll have a lot of fun with it. I mean, sure, they're a little pricey, especially if they find Wing Commander 3 Hard Tiger in this case and stuff. But still, it's definitely worth it to get these games to see how the FMV genre gaming was like back then and stuff like that. And that's pretty much all I gotta say. Before I end here, those of you who are new here, feel free to subscribe, like the video, comment down below, and don't forget to join my Discord group, TTBurger United, because we're always looking for more people to join and stuff. That's pretty much all I gotta say. This is Tony. Peace out and have a great day, and see you all in episode 104 of my TTBurger Game Review. Stay tuned for our other videos on the channel as well. That's all I gotta say. Peace out, everybody.